Hello friends, subscribers and new viewers of this channel, and welcome to Machine Learning and AI Tutorials. In this AI tutorial, I will explain how to install and run locally the AI Hedge Fund Model and algorithm. AI Hedge Fund is a proof of concept for an AI-powered hedge fund. That is, this program can give you advice and suggestions on how to trade stocks. That is, the goal of this project is to explore the use of artificial intelligence to make trading decisions. Now, those of you who follow my channel know that maybe several days ago I created a video tutorial on how to install AI Hedge Fund in Windows by using Windows subsystem for Linux. Now, I received several comments and several emails saying and asking me to try to install AI Hedge Fund directly on Windows. And luckily, I was able to do so. So good news. You can also run AI Hedge Fund directly on Windows without using Windows subsystem for Linux. And that's precisely what I will do in this video tutorial. The AI Hedge Fund model is trending on GitHub, and you can see the stars, how many people are watching, and you can see the forks. So this program is catching the attention. Now, before I explain how to install this program locally, let's briefly go over and summarize the main components of the AI Hedge Fund. The system employs several agents working together. We have Ben Graham agent, Bill Ackman agent, Cathie Wood agent, Warren Buffett agent, and Charlie Munger agent. These agents are based on a portfolio and based on trading decisions and the trading style of different famous investors such as Warren Buffett, Cathie Wood, and others. Now, in addition to these agents, you also have valuation agent, sentiment agent, fundamentals agents, and technical agent. People who are familiar with finance and who have a degree, for example, in financial mathematics will perfectly understand this. I partially understand all these terms. To be honest, I understand, for example, valuation very perfectly, fundamentals and technicals. Partially understand sentiments. However, it's never too late to learn finance. Okay, and then in addition to these agents, which are basically performing AI analysis, we have the risk manager over here. We have the portfolio manager, which give us some trading suggestions, and here we can make a trading decision, and then we can plug this in with some API that, for example, controls a popular trading platforms such as, for example, Charles Schwab or Fidelity or even Robinhood, Webull, or something similar. Okay, and then you can have the complete loop. However, be careful over here. Never blindly listen to AI. Always listen to your reason. However, you can use AI to assist you in making decisions or to verify your logic. This GitHub repository contains instructions for installing this program on Linux. Unfortunately, we cannot use some of these instructions, and we will have to change these instructions in order to be able to install this amazing model on a Windows machine. So the idea will be like this. First of all, we will need to install Poetry, then we'll need to install Git. Then over here, we will use these two commands. Instead of using this command, we will have to manually install Poetry. Then this part will be similar. This part we cannot use. I'm going to explain what to use instead of this part. Here we will have to set up the API keys. This will be explained thoroughly in this video tutorial. And then finally, the usage will be the same. We will simply be able to run everything in a command prompt. And over here, you will get bunch of decisions, and here's what's happening. This is what the program will give you. For example, for Apple, it can give you an analysis, it can give you decisions, and it can give you what to do. Do you want to hold, buy, sell? Here you can see analysis and suggestions for Microsoft, and you can see suggestions here for NVIDIA. So let's start. First, we need to install Poetry. Since we are on a Windows system, open a web browser and search Install Poetry Windows. Then click over here on the first link, and over here you will find this section Installation. Click on Video Official Installer, scroll down, and you will find this Windows PowerShell version. So let's open a PowerShell. To open a PowerShell, click here and search PowerShell, and then make sure that you open PowerShell as administrator. We are doing this just in case that we need administrator rights. And click on yes. Okay, so over here we are in PowerShell. Let's see that we can actually run Python. Okay, exit, good. Or actually I need to type this. And let's now invoke this installation script, copy this part, paste it over here, and press enter, and let's see over here what happens. And here you'll have an issue. The term pi is not recognized as the name of a SIMDLET. Consequently, over here you need to replace pi with Python. Okay, and press enter, and this will install Poetry. This will take any time. Now, to uninstall Poetry, as you can see over here, you can just put uninstall if you need to do that. Now we are installing Poetry. Okay, so let's be patient. After installing Poetry, you will see this message. This means that we need to add Poetry to our system path such that we can execute Poetry from the command line. So how to do that? Well, now over here, go back to this web page, skip this section 2, and go over here, and here you will get instructions on how to add Poetry to the system path. To do that, first of all, copy this path and then click here, search for system environment. Let's search for system environment variables or edit system environment variables. Click here, click on environment variables, double click on path, click on new, and over here paste, and click on OK, 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 and this will set the path such that we can execute Poetry from the command line. So let's test this. First of all, let's close this window. Let's open a new command prompt. We don't need to open, I think, PowerShell. We can just leave it a command prompt. And over here, let's type something like this, and Poetry should be recognized, and you can see it over here. This means that we have successfully installed Poetry on our system, and we can continue further. The next step is to install Git for Windows. To do that, open your favorite web browser and search Git install Windows, and then go to the downloads web page of Git. Select your operating system and select over here this option, 64-bit Git for Windows setup. Click over here and the Git file will be downloaded. After the file is downloaded, just double click on the file and Git will be installed automatically. After you do that, you need to verify that Git is added to your system path. It's going to be automatically added. However, you can check that by opening command prompt. And in the command prompt, just type git, and over here you will see this generic reply, and this means that Git is installed on your system, and we can continue further. The next step is to clone or to download all the files from this remote GitHub repository. To do that, first of all, open a command prompt, click here, search for command prompt, and over here navigate to your base C drive. Then go back to the website, copy this git command, go back here and simply execute. This is going to clone all the files from the remote repository. Now if you type cd AI and if you press tab, you will see that auto-completion option will give you the complete name of the folder. And if you type this command, you will see all the files over here. Before we can actually install all the dependencies and run the code, we need to set up the API keys. So how to set the API keys? Well, let's go to the Windows Explorer. Let's go to the C drive and locate over here the folder that we just downloaded. Now, in this folder, you will see this file .env.example. Do the right click, click on Properties, and change the name just to .env. This is a configuration file. that contains APIs for accessing remote large language models and for accessing remote financial data. So let's open this file. To open this file, do the right click and click on Open With and click on Notepad or Edit in Notepad. Okay, so over here we need to do several things. First of all, we need to create an API key for OpenAI and we need to insert it over here. Then we need to create an API key for Grok such that we can use DeepSeek or Llama, and that's enough. We are not going to use Anthropic. However, if you're using Anthropic or if you plan to use Claude or some other large language model, then you can use it. So I'm going to erase this since we are not going to use it. And over here, we also need to get the API for financial data sets. So let's start with the first API, that is, let's start with the OpenAI API. To get the OpenAI API key, search OpenAI API key. Press enter and go to this website, and over here you need to either log in or sign up if you have the account. If you don't have an account with OpenAI, you can freely sign up and you can get a free API key. I'm going to log in and I'm going to enter my email address and I'm going to click on continue, and over here I'm going to enter the password. Here I made an error while typing my password, so I'm going to again type the password and hopefully this time I will get it right. Click on continue, and over here you will get this message that the verification code will send to your email, and then open the email and enter here the verification code. After you enter the verification code and click on continue, you will go to this official website, and over here you can manage your API keys or you can create a new one. So over here I'm going to erase my old one, and first time you open this window you will see this, so click either over here or over here to create a new secret key. I will call it as, for example, test1, and here the key will be created. I'm going to simply copy this key, then I'm going to go to this .n file and I'm going to paste the key over here. Now, of course you can see my key over here, however I'm going to erase it later on so you will not be able to use it. My advice to all of you is to keep your API key private, since some hacker or someone else can access your account, and then what can happen, they can, for example, use large language model, or they can insert some data that might discriminate you or lead you to legal problems. Okay, so this was the first step. Let's continue with the second step. In the second step, we need to create a Grok API key. To generate a Grok API key, go here to console.grok.com, log in, and then over here, if you have a Grok account, you can simply log in, or you can basically create an account. Since I have an account, or even if you don't have an account, you just need to enter your email address and click here on log in with your email. Then again, check your email, an email was sent, and then you need to open your email and you will be able to log in. After you log in to Grok, you can click here on the API key, then you can click on create API key, enter the address, and your API key will be, for example, enter some name, and after you click on submit and here verify you're a human, your API key will be generated. Here I'm going to simply paste the API key that I used previously. So here's my Grok API key that's being generated in this way, and I'm simply going to paste it over here, and that's it. Okay, now the final step is to create an API key for the financial data set such that we can pull financial data for different stocks. So let's learn how to do that. To do that, you simply need to go to this website over here, or let's first start from this website and see can we log in directly from here. If you click on dashboard here you can continue with email. So enter your email. Let me enter my email address and let me try to enter the password and let me click on submit. Okay, so it means that I don't have here. Here you can create a new account and then you can proceed further. Apparently I had to reset my password since I forgot it, so I will try it again. Continue with the email. Here let me enter again the email address, and over here let me enter the new password. And this should do everything what we need to do. Okay, good. So you will be directed to this web page, and over here you can create your API key. I'm going to use my old API key, so I will click here. However, you just need to click on create, and then you will be able to generate your API key. So let's again go to this file and then paste your API key over here and then save this file. Make sure that all the API keys are correct. Next, we need to execute this command in our workspace folder. So go over here back to the terminal, make sure that you're in the workspace folder and type poetry install. And this will install all the packages and dependencies that you need to have in order to run this Python program. Okay, so that's it. Now, here you can skip this step since this step is for Linux. We already changed the name of the file to env. We set up the API keys, and over here we are ready to test this amazing model. First of all, let's start with this. This will simply run the program, and it's going to use Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA stocks. It will download the data and it will perform the analysis. So type poetry run Python, and over here we are executing main.py. In the source folder we are specifying the tickers. So what are the tickers? Every stock has a unique name which is called a ticker. In case of Apple, this is AAPL. In case of NVIDIA, it's NVDA. You can simply Google and you can find all the tickers. And let's press enter and let's see what will happen. It's going to take a while to load everything, and this is especially the case the first time you're loading this model. The second time this execution will be faster. So let's be patient. After you execute this program, you will see this window. Over here you can use arrows to navigate between the agents, and I'm going to select the technical analysis and I'm going to click on fundamentals analyst, and I'm going to press enter, and over here you need to select the large language model. Since we installed Grok API, we can use these two Grok models. Both of them, they're super powerful. I prefer DeepSeek R1. And if you want to use, for example, an OpenAI, I would suggest that you go with GPT-4o or to go with, for example, GPT-4o mini. So let's select DeepSeek, press enter, and let's see what's happening. We can see that we performed fundamentals, technical analyst, risk management, and now we are doing portfolio management, and we are making the trading decisions. And so let's see what are the trading decisions. Okay, so let's see what's happening with Apple. Analyst signals. Fundamental bullish. Confidence you can see over here. Technical analysis neutral. Trading decision by Apple. And you can see what's the coincidence. And then you can see reasoning bullish fundamentals with moderate confidence supported by sufficient cash and max shares. So let's talk about Microsoft. Let's see what an analyst is giving us. We can see fundamentals, technical analyst, neutral, which means hold. Let's see what is happening with NVIDIA. Fundamentals are bullish, technical analysis bearish, and we can see confidence over here. And technical or trading decision is buy, quantity, this is the quantity, and here is the confidence. And you can see now the portfolio summary. These are the actions that this program suggests: buy, hold, buy for these three stocks, and you can see the confidence. Okay, now you can play by yourself. You can insert some other stocks. I didn't test some other stocks since I'm not sure that the program for downloading the data from the internet, that is the financial data set program, supports for free other stocks. Probably some plans support, some plans don't support, so investigate this by yourself. You can augment this command with this additional option, show reasoning, to print the reasoning of each agent to the console. I'm not going to do that in the interest of making this video tutorial as short as possible. However, I will show you this nice feature. Namely, you can run the backtester. The backtester is going to test your strategy by using historical data. That is, you can specify certain time period and you can test the profitability of your method. Okay, so let's actually execute this command that will specify the date. So let's select this, go over here, let me erase this, and let me paste this command. So let's see what's happening over here. Again, here we are running poetry run Python. Now we're running the backtester file. We're specifying the tickers. Let's just go with the one ticker to reduce the time. And let's specify the start date. For example, let's do 0001 of 2025. That is January 1st. And let's go and let's end here with, for example, 0202. Okay, so let's be in February 2nd and let's run this and let's see how this program will execute and what will happen. Okay, so let's select the agent. Let's do the technical analysis. Okay, let me press space here and let's use DeepSeek. I like DeepSeek, and then let's see what's happening. Now here comes the issue. Sometimes this external API might create some issues with downloading the data, and consequently you might have to wait for some time to download the data again. So let me see again. Is there some error? Yes, actually I made an error here. Okay, so I need to correct myself because I made the errors with the date, but my previous comment still holds true that sometimes this API for downloading the external data might have some limitations. So let's click now again. Let's again select technical analysis. Let's press enter. Let's select DeepSeek here and let's see what's happening. Okay, let's see what's happening. Good. Okay, we can see a date over here. This is good. We can see this January 1st by the quantity price. Here's our position. Here's the signal we are having. And over here you can see in real time what's happening with your portfolio. You can see the return. You can see Sharpe ratio, Sortino ratio, max drawdown, and other things. Very interesting. And you can see your current cash balance. Of course, you can change all these parameters in the software. You just need to look into the Python file and you can need to change a few numbers. Probably also you can do it through command line, or you can integrate this program in some other program in a nicer graphics user interface, etc. Okay, now this will run, and by the end of the, for example, I think it's 30 days, yes. By the end of the date, or 31st of January, we will have the results. Okay, that's all for today. I hope that you like this video. If you like the videos I'm creating, please press the like and subscribe buttons and see you in the next video tutorial.